Professor Zethkari's tentacles writhed with barely contained excitement as he prepared his most ambitious lesson yet. The Galactic Academy's xenobiology class was notoriously difficult. Most species found it impossible to maintain composure when faced with truly alien life forms. It was a rite of passage, a test of courage that separated the academics from the adventurers. Today's specimen was particularly impressive, a Vorthak shadow fiend from the Epsilon cluster. Standing nearly 3 meters tall, its obsidian carapace gleamed under the classroom's artificial lights. 6 muscular arms ended in razor-sharp claws, while its elongated skull housed rows of crystalline teeth that could crush titanium. Most terrifying of all were its eyes, swirling voids of purple energy that seemed to peer directly into one's soul. The creature had been sedated, of course, but even unconscious, it radiated an aura of menace that made the air itself feel heavy with dread. Zethkari's students filed into the lecture hall, a mix of Catherian scholars with their delicate butterfly wings, hulking Gravaxian engineers whose stone-like skin provided natural armor, ethereal luminari whose bodies flickered, like living starlight, and most unusually, a single human. The human, Marcus Chen, had been an anomaly since his arrival at the academy. While other species had evolved specific traits for survival, the Catherian's flight, the Gravaxian's durability, the luminary's energy manipulation, humans seemed almost mundane by comparison. Yet somehow this unremarkable species had carved out an empire spanning dozens of star systems. As the students took their seats, Zethkari began his lecture. Today we observe the apex predator of the Epsilon cluster. Notice the evolutionary adaptations. The sedative wore off faster than expected. The Vorthak's purple eyes snapped, open, immediately scanning the room. Its head swiveled with mechanical precision, taking in each student. Several Catherians fainted on the spot, their wings folding as they crumpled to the floor. The Gravaxians, despite their natural armor, began backing toward the exits, their heavy footsteps echoing like avalanches. Even the luminari dimmed to barely visible wisps. The shadow fiend rose to its full height and released a bone-chilling howl that reverberated through the chamber. Ancient instinct screamed at every conscious being to flee, fight, or freeze. The creature's 6 arms spread wide, claws extended, as it prepared to establish dominance over this strange new territory. Then Marcus Chen stood up. The human reached into his backpack, a simple cloth container that had amused his classmates with its primitive simplicity, and pulled out what appeared to be a small rectangular object wrapped in colorful material. "Hey there, buddy," Marcus said in his peculiar human language, his translation device converting the words into the standard galactic tongue. His voice carried no fear, no aggression, just genuine friendliness. "You look hungry. Want a granola? Bar?" The shadow fiend's howl died in its throat. Its 6 arms slowly lowered as it stared at this small, soft creature that showed no signs of submission or challenge. This was unprecedented. Marcus carefully unwrapped the granola bar, revealing a compressed mixture of oats, honey, and nuts. The sweet aroma filled the air, somehow cutting through the creature's intimidating pheromones. "It's got almonds and dried cranberries. I know it's not your usual diet, but..." The Vorthak took a tentative step forward, then another. Its massive head lowered until it was level with Marcus, purple eyes studying the offering with curious intensity. "Go ahead," Marcus encouraged, holding out the bar. "My grandmother used to say food tastes better when it's shared." Professor Zethkari watched, in stunned silence, as the apex predator of the Epsilon cluster delicately took the granola bar with one massive claw. The creature sniffed it cautiously, then took a small bite. Its crystalline teeth, designed to crush bone and armor, handled the simple snack with surprising gentleness. The shadow fiend made a sound, not a roar or howl, but something almost like a purr. It quickly finished the bar and looked expectantly at Marcus. "Sorry, that's all I've got right now," Marcus said with genuine regret. "But I've got more in my dorm room. Maybe we can hang out later." The creature's response was to carefully extend one massive claw and, incredibly gently, pat Marcus on the head. The human laughed, a sound that seemed to resonate pleasantly in the creature's throat. As security teams arrived to resedate the Vorthak, Zethkari found himself contemplating an uncomfortable truth. Every other species in the galaxy had evolved specialized defenses: armor, speed, camouflage, energy projection, telepathic abilities. They had developed complex threat assessment protocols, fight-or-flight responses, and elaborate social hierarchies based on dominance and submission. Humans had evolved something else entirely: the ability to see a monster and think, "I wonder if it's hungry." It wasn't stupidity or fearlessness. Marcus had clearly understood the danger. His biometrics showed elevated heart rate and stress hormones. But rather than let fear control his actions, he had chosen to respond with curiosity and kindness. Where other species saw a threat to be avoided or dominated, humans saw a potential friend to be fed. Later, as Zethkari reviewed the day's recordings, he made a note in his research log. Humans may lack specialized evolutionary defenses, but they possess something far more dangerous: the ability to turn any encounter into a social interaction. They don't defeat monsters, they befriend them. And perhaps that is the most terrifying adaptation of all. The next day, Marcus arrived at class with a backpack full of granola bars. The shadow fiend, now properly contained but alert, immediately perked up upon seeing him. Security footage later showed the human spending his lunch break sitting by the creature's enclosure, sharing snacks and what appeared to be casual conversation. Within a week, the most feared predator in the Epsilon cluster had learned to recognize Marcus's voice. Within a month, it was performing simple tricks in exchange for treats. The galactic academic community was still trying to process the implications when Marcus submitted his final project: a comprehensive behavioral analysis of Vorthak shadow fiends based on direct observation and interaction. His conclusion was simple and terrifying in its implications. Most species we classify as monsters are probably just misunderstood and hungry. And somewhere in the depths of space, an entire galaxy began to reconsider what made humans so dangerous.